Hi there, Mike at Red Dog Metal Arts. Today we're going to be trying our first video and doing something simple. We're going to make a cross out of a few of these. Looks like a nice Celtic cross when we get done. You can see this thing's pretty rusty, but by the time we get done, it'll be pretty nice. Okay, what I've done here now is I've measured out the vertical and the two horizontal arms for the legs. So what I've done here now is I'm going to cut this one off right here, cut this one off right here, and that'll be about the length of it. And then these arms are going to be cut off here, so then we'll look at it, it'll be symmetrical from here and here once we get done cutting. So what I've done now is I've set up the bandsaw here, and I'm going to use this little jig right here because I'm making 5 crosses today. So that way I will cut every one of them the same length based on where this jig is. Now I'm going to take and clean up these ends a little bit because you want a nice clean edge when you start welding. So I'll take them to the grinder over here, and then I'll take the whole thing to the wire wheel to get all the old rust off. Okay, now we're ready to start putting these together. As you can see, if you leave them lay flat on the table, you're going to have a bow in it. So I always like to put a little piece of metal underneath it. So then we got a nice straight line here to work with. Same thing when you're putting the horizontals on. Use a little piece underneath there to get it good and straight. Okay, we got the vertical ground welded up here. I'm going to take and grind off that stuff, make it a little smoother because that'll be visible. Okay, now we're going to line up our horizontals. It's 1.5 inches from here to here, so you want to go 1.5 inches from here to here so it'll look symmetrical when you get it all on them. So then the other one will come up here, and now you can see you get a nice symmetrical looking cross. Make sure that you get a good 90-degree in here and in here when you start welding. As always, if you screw it up, you can grind it off and cut it off and try again. Okay, the horizontals are on. You don't have to worry about grinding them off because those are going to be hidden by some twine that we're going to put on. Get close. And then lastly, I like to put a little something to hang it up with. A lot of people like to hang their crosses up, so I put a little doodad on the back for a nail. Okay, the next step is we're going to cover those center welds for the vertical and the horizontal with some twine. And I'll show you how to do that right now. So we start here in the back, holding it down, and we run it once, twice, 3 times, and then go across the other way. 1, 2, 3. And what that signifies is Jesus rising after the 3rd day. Okay, now we're going to use a hot glue gun here and basically glue down in the back here. It really doesn't matter what it looks like because remember, this is going to be up against the wall. So I just kind of make sure it's down there and then trim it and let it dry. Okay, another step that I like to do is you can see the twine's a little hairy, and I like to get rid of some of the extra hair on there. So I use a little candle lighter and I get rid of all the hairy stuff on. Gives it a more neater look. Now the next step is we're going to be cleaning up this surface here, and this is what I use. Believe it or not, this stuff will seal the metal here, and it'll give it a very cool metallic look to it. Okay, so I got the Mod Podge poured out here. I got my brush, dip it in, and just coat it very well. You don't have to worry about being neat or anything. Just make sure all of your corners are covered. Slang it on there as best you can. Get all the edges. My camera work needs some work here. I'm busy paying attention to what I'm painting and not what the camera is doing. Okay. Now we flip it over. Get a little more Mod Podge on there. Make sure all the metal surfaces are covered. Because when this dries, it'll look very cool. And I really like the way it treats the metal. You can actually hang this outside and it won't rust anymore because of the Mod Podge that's on there. Check all your, see I had to turn it a little bit. You can see where you missed a few spots. So always be turning. Make sure you get everything covered. Now I'm gonna just do a little flip to make sure that I got the back side here. Careful you don't want globs too. You'll see up here on this handle here, you see some globs hanging there. That will make a weird drying feature of it. And so you kind of smooth everything out. And then flip her over and let it dry. I have put sometimes 2 and 3 coats on, but for the most part, 1 coat will cover what you need. And now the Mod Podge is dried. You can see we got a really cool finish on it. It looks excellent. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'll be doing more with other projects that I work on. This is Mike from Red Dog Metal Arts. Thank you.